What is going on, guys? We are here at the Sword and Shield Battle Tower, and I'm going to be showcasing this really interesting and somewhat gimmicky team with Archeops, SWOOBAT, and Cofagrigus. But before we begin, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps me out. Thank you. So first up, we have our lead Pokemon Archeops, which is going to be a fast physical attacker, and our Stealth Rock Satyr to break focus Sash. Archeops is really underrated with its good speed and access to U-turn, only held back by its ability Defeatist, which cuts its attack when it's below half of its health. I give it the Sitrus berry to heal out of Defeatist range once, and also boost the damage output from Acrobatics. We want to invest in its attack and speed for the most damage possible and to get our rocks up first. Next up, we have our special attacking sweeper SWOOBAT. SWOOBAT has access to the incredible hidden ability Simple, which doubles the stat changes it receives, and is only held back by its poor bulk. We give it the focus Sash to live a hit, and invest in its special attack and speed to outspeed Pokemon while outputting massive damage with moves like Stab Air Slash, Stab Stored Power, and Heat Wave to hit steel types that normally resist our stab. Finally, we have my boy Cofagrigus, our defensive wall, which blocks setup with Haze, which resets stat changes. It also inflicts Burn with Will-O-Wisp, which boosts the power of Hacks. We give him the Leftovers to heal consistently and the move Body Press, which uses his high defense stat to hit normal and dark types that would normally resist Ghosts. So let's dive into our first match against Pokemon Breeder Ray, who sends out her Obstagoon, which isn't really a problem for us. I figure we should be okay since we can always U-turn out and Obstagoon can't really do much damage to us. If anything, it'll probably knock us into our Sitrus berry range, so I decided to just go for the rocks and get some chip on future Pokemon. And they actually go for the Icy Wind, which I didn't even know Obstagoon had, lowering our speed. So now I'm not really confident in Archeops' ability to outspeed Obstagoon, because they might have a high speed investment Obstagoon. So I just decided I'm going to switch out into probably Masky, the Cofagrigus. So Archeops switches out, Masky comes in, and they actually don't go for another attack. They parting shot out, which is kind of surprising. These bots are actually predicting me on the switch. So that the Obstagoon goes, lowering our attack and special attack, which honestly doesn't really matter. And in comes the Sylveon. So I decide, you know what, I'm not interested in taking an attack. I'm gonna go back to Archeops and scout, see what they want to do. And it turns out this Sylveon is actually pretty strong, and maybe going to Archeops was a big mistake, as it just knocks me out. So I figured, okay, maybe that wasn't the right play. But what if I just screw it? What if I just stop playing around and I just went straight for the sweep, you feel me? So I actually decided to lock in with Simon, the SWOOBAT, and go for a nasty plot, which drastically raises our special attack, which is actually kind of crazy. One turn you can already max out your special attack with Simon's hidden ability. So they go for a Flablets again, which actually does pretty good recoil to themselves, and it knocks us into focus Sash range. Yeah. So you can see Simon's not doing exactly well defensively, but the focus Sash is kind of carrying us. I decided to go for a Stored Power here, which should one-hit KO the Sylveon, especially after all the recoil damage is already taken. And that does the job. So in comes the Obstagoon, but I'm confident in our ability to outspeed that, and I honestly doubt there's Sucker Punch with that goofy moveset it has with Icy Wind, Parting Shot. Yeah, so I just go for an Air Slash here, thankfully doesn't miss, and we knock out Obstagoon. And in comes Will-O-Wisp. That's probably something that could take +4 Stored Power, and I decide, you know what, I'm not playing around with that Will-O-Wisp. I decide to go for my Gigantamax and lock in Max Mindstorm, which I'm hoping does the job. And yeah, as you guys can see, not many things can take a hit from a +4 SWOOBAT, especially not when it's Gigantamax and using Max Mindstorm. And even on 2 HP, this SWOOBAT manages to do some miracles. Yeah, as you guys can see here, it just takes out the Wailer like that, and that's our first win at the Battle Tower. And here we are in the second match against Dr. Neil. He sends out his Garbodor, which honestly isn't a problem for us. I don't think it can hit us super effectively, not with the moves Garbodor gets. So I decide, you know what, it's not a threat, let's just go for our Stealth Rock, get our rocks up early. And it surprises me. It goes for the Curse actually, lowering its speed, which doesn't really matter since it's pretty slow, and raising its attack and defense. And I decide, you know what? Archeops should be able to take that on. Archeops is our best response anyways. I don't want to be taking any like Sludge Bomb or anything and risking getting poison on another Pokemon. So I just decide, you know what, even if it poisons us and knocks us into Defeatist range, we can always heal up with the Sitrus Berry. And Earthquake actually does a crap ton of damage to the Garbodor. It goes for Curse again. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm tripping. Its Weak Armor activates, raising its stats but lowering its defense, and it doesn't really matter as another Earthquake does the job and knocks out Garbodor for good. And they send out the Blossom, and I'm thinking, you know what? I don't really care if it puts Archeops to sleep. I'd rather Archeops go to sleep compared to, like, I don't know, putting SWOOBAT to sleep. So I just decided to go for the Acrobatics, get some damage off, and that actually sorry if the health bar is blocked, the camera angle is kind of weird, but it does about 1/3 to Blossom, and Blossom actually does some pretty good damage to us with Tattoo Dance, but we always heal back. And now we have full power Acrobatics, base 110 Acrobatics from Archeops coming in, and sure enough that does the job and knocks Blossom out. And in comes Vileplume, which definitely does not take a base 110 power Acrobatics. So I just lock in that move, we are faster, we outspeed that, and it OHKOs. So that's our second win. And here we are in our third match against League Staff Harvey. He sends out his Obstagoon, and I figure it probably has the same moveset as the Obstagoon the first trainer sent out. So I decide, you know what, I'm not gonna play any games with it. I'll take an Icy Wind, get my rocks up, since it's probably not gonna do that much to me unless it crits, which I was hoping it didn't, because that would be pretty bad. Our Sitrus Berry probably wouldn't heal us back into Defeatist range, but thankfully it doesn't crit. It lowers our defense, and you know what, I've played these games before, I know what it's gonna do. I decide to U-turn out on the Parting Shot. So it goes for the Parting Shot, and it's I think it has Prankster, right, which is kind of why its Parting Shot went first. Oh no, oh it didn't have. Or was it just faster? Or was it a speed tie? I'm not very sure, because Obstagoon is relatively slow and we had a high speed investment. So I'm not exactly sure why its Parting Shot went first, but it worked out for us anyways, because we got we get our SWOOBAT in eventually, and I figure, you know what, this double is not going to do much to us, and it goes for the Protect, which is a big mistake, because now we get our special attack to the max, and it's not looking good for them, as now we can just rip almost any attack and delete this double from existence. It reviews the Leftovers, which isn't really a problem, and I figure, you know what, let's rip. And I'm not sure what I was doing over here, but I just figured, you know what, let's rip a Stored Power and see how much damage it does to this double. And I know I know the health bar is blocked. I'm really sorry about that. I'll try and fix it in the next video. I'll try and like get a better camera angle. It's kind of hard because I don't have like a stand or anything, or like a device that connects the Switch to the laptop and allows me to screen record directly, but I'll try and resolve the problem as soon as possible. So as you guys can see, the // takes out the Obstagoon without any problems, and yeah, they send out their last Pokemon, Espeon, which I figure could be faster than us, but you know what, who cares. We have Focus Sash, we have nothing to worry about, and they go for the Future Sight, which honestly doesn't really matter, it's game over anyways. We go for the // and sure enough, a +4 SWOOBAT can take out almost anything in its way. And Espeon's not an exception. And just like that, we secure our third win against League Staff Harvey. in our next match against Poke Kid Eva, she sends out her Ninjask. And I figure, you know what? Like, I'm not scared of Ninjask, but maybe. But since it has low bulk, I figured, you know what? Let's just rip an Acrobatics. It should KO, right? And it ends up going first. It goes for Night Slash, and it actually crits us, knocking us into Defeatist range, and also letting us heal with our Sitrus Berry, which is actually really good. Now we have a boosted Acrobatics coming in, and I figure, yeah, this should KO, right? Well, it hangs on with its focus Sash, so no, and now we are probably gonna have to take another hit. But you know what, I think Archeops it's a great Pokemon, but it's not that valuable considering I have a Swoobat in the back, which I'd rather save. So they actually go for an Acrobatics for some reason, which is not very effective, but it doesn't really matter because now we're in Defeatist range and our attack is cut. I think the Acrobatics trying to predict us to switch into something, I don't know. But anyways, we get rid of that Ninjask and they go to this mushroom Pokemon. I keep forgetting what it's called, Shiinotic or something. So I decide, let's U-turn out. I could always keep an Archeops for something, maybe like a sack. So I decide, but they actually get the effect spore effect and we get poisoned. So now I decide, you know what, I'm not scared of this thing, and I really doubt it's spore, and it's probably not gonna be able to output much damage to Swoobat even if it has spore. And they actually go for the Solar Beam, which is the best case scenario for us because Solar Beam does not do that much damage to us. And at first I freaked out when I saw that little animation because I thought it was Power Hurt, and it was and when we Nasty Plot on the next turn it would probably kill us with, like, I don't know, another move. But it turns out it's just leftovers and I got scared for nothing, so I just said screw it. They're gonna Solar Beam, it's not gonna do much to us, even with our low defense investment. And guess what, it barely does half, which is kinda crazy. But okay, maybe not that crazy since Shiinotic isn't that strong of a Pokemon. But we get our Nasty Plot boost, and I say screw it, let's go for Air Slash. And we hit it, thankfully. And just like that, Shiinotic goes down. So as you guys can see, Swoobat with Simple, it turns like a PU tier Pokemon to, I don't know, UU. So I decided to rip a Stop Power on this Pyukumuku, but guess what? It doesn't even do 1/4. Not even a quarter. I know you guys can't see the health bar, so just please take my word for it. But it doesn't even do a quarter, which is honestly insane. Because this little sea cucumber is probably more bulky than my Cofagrigus could ever dream of being. So I say, you know what, I'm just gonna Air Slash, they poison us, I'm just gonna take my damage on this thing. Then they review the Sitrus Berry, and I think, oh no, this could be bad. It could be a long game if I decide to switch out now and go to my Cofagrigus. And they review Pain Split, which actually ends up healing us this turn. So kind of a mistake from their part, but we take toxic damage. And they decide, you know what, let's lock in the Gigantamax and hopefully we can one-hit kill it, because at this point it was at like half health. So I lock in the Gigantamax. You can see this cool animation over here. And then decide to go for the Max Mindstorm because we can get up the Psychic Terrain and yeah, hopefully knock out this thing, which is at around 50% health. And it doesn't kill. It leaves the Pyukumuku at 1% of its health, something like that, but it only had like a sliver of its health left, which is really unfortunate because now we have to lose our health to Pain Split while it gets recovery. But you know what, it's only a small hindrance, it doesn't really matter. So I decided to close the game with another Max Mindstorm, and yeah, Pyukumuku, despite being incredibly tanky, has nothing on Swoobat. Our next battle is actually against another Pokekid Alan, and he sends out his Meowstic. So I think, you know what, Meowstic's fast, it probably has some kind of psychic type move, it probably hits us hard, but definitely not enough to knock us out. So I figure, you know what, let's actually just get our rocks. I'm not afraid of this Meowstic, but it goes for the Fake Out, does barely any damage to me, resisted Fake Out, and I'm guessing that's special attacking Meowstic with Fake Out to just fill in a move slot. So we just get our rocks up. And they go for the extra sensory, which I'm not sure why they don't have psychic or anything, but that does a surprising amount of damage to me. Didn't really expect a low base power move to do that much, but it's actually for the better as we recover with our Sitrus Berry, and we now have a max 110 capped power Acrobatics, which crits. I don't think that mattered, but it knocks out Meowstic anyways. And they go into the Shedinja, which, funnily enough, just dies to our rocks instantly. So, yeah, they go to their final Pokemon, Clefable, and I figure, you know what? We always do it, kill this thing. I'm not scared, they could Moonblast, whatever, knock us out. Nah, I'm really not scared of a Clefable. They review their Sitrus Berry, which could be a problem because now they are at about, I don't know, 65% of their health, 70%. But they Encore us, which is kind of a wasted turn. I feel they could have knocked us out with any other move there. Moonblast would have definitely killed half HP Archeops. But we go for the second Acrobatics, and since we are not in Defeatist range, the Clefable faints, and we claim our 4th victory against this unsuspecting Pokekid. Oh, I mean 5th. Our next battle is against Hiker Nat, and he sends out his Quagsire, and my Archeops, it's not looking very good into this Quagsire, honestly. I don't want to be hit with like a Surf or something and get knocked out instantly, and I'm gonna put some respect on the Quag, but I decided, you know what, they could also go for a Toxic or something on the switch, so I just decided to get my rocks up. And wouldn't you know, they don't go for the Surf. They go for Protect, which is, I have no idea why NPCs love doing this, but it's just what they do. Oh, speaking of which, guys, you could also use this team in like actual 3v3 battles on the, what's that? I have no idea what the PvP mode is called in Sword and Shield. I haven't really played it yet, but I'm pretty sure this team would work okay. Okay, maybe it wouldn't work that well considering a lot of these guys would get outshined by, like, I don't know, legendary Pokemon, like Pokemon that are like really good in the meta, like Galarian Darmanitan and Aegislash. I don't know, but this team was honestly really fun to play, even if it was just against NPCs. And as you can see, I swapped in Musky against this Quagsire, and it goes for the Muddy Water again, which reduces our accuracy. So yeah, we kind of get our accuracy dropped twice from the 2 Muddy Waters, and I figure we won't hit this Will-O-Wisp, but to my immense surprise, we do. Musky is the absolute goat for that. I was about to say ghost. But yeah, he never misses a Will-O-Wisp, and now we get some nice damage on the Quagsire. I figured, you know what, let's just go for the Hex into the Quagsire. Hopefully we hit it. It's okay if we don't, because I'm just stalling out damage. It protects itself, we go for the Hex, it doesn't hit unfortunately, and yeah, this is kind of a long game. But I figure, you know what, it doesn't matter, we're not afflicted with any status, the Quagsire is burned. If we hit a Hex, we can do like, I don't know, a third of its health. So as long as we keep hitting our shots, we should be okay. And it's not that threatening to me either, because, you know, Musky is a complete wall, physically and specially. Like back in its glory days, in like, I think Gen 5, Cofagrigus was a monster. It's just a really effective wall. He blocks setup, he threatens with Will-O-Wisp, and he can get damage. He could even be a, I don't know, Trick Room Nasty Plot Pokemon, because those kind of strategies were really popular back in the day. And yeah, but this version of Musky I'm using is just as a defensive wall, and they actually review Toxic when we are really low on HP. I think they were just about as low, maybe on like a quarter of their health, but only now they review Toxic, which is kind of strange. I figured if they should have went for it first to negate our leftover healing, but you know what, I'll take it. As long as we hit another Hex, we should be winning. And the Quagsire takes burn damage, we take poison damage, and the Quagsire faints. And they send out their last Pokemon, Colurk. And I figure, you know what, I don't have any good switch-ins, I'm just gonna, you know, hopefully get a Will-O-Wisp, and that thing goes for a Shadow Punch, which knocks us out. So I figure out, you know what, at least we get rid of its Iron Fist ability. Yeah, Cofagrigus has a really, I don't know whether to say niche, but it can be useful situationally. So I just decide, you know what, let's go to SWOOBAT. Hopefully it doesn't have something like Shadow Sneak. I'm not sure if Colurk even gets that. But I'm gonna go for the nasty plot over here. Yeah, we just raise our special attack drastically, and now we threaten to Oko it. And as you guys know, we will always live the hit with our focus Sash. So I go for the Stalk Power, and I'm just praying this KOs, because I mean, to be fair, we could always clean up with our Archeops in the back, but it does kill, because SWOOBAT is the absolute goat. And they send out their final Pokemon, the Ice Cube. And I figure, you know what, let's rip a Stalk Power. I kind of forgot about Ice Phase here, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, because Stalk Power just bypasses that and absolutely annihilates his final Pokemon. And yeah, that's all for the video. Go ahead and try the team, and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much. Bye.